What is important is that the UK people who voted in the referendum can go to the end of the process with a sovereignty which is the one of the British people. The British institutions, Downing Street and Westminster, are the places where the Brexit will be decided. Second, we always said that if the UK wants to leave, and if it wants to leave in an ordered manner, what we have best on the table is the withdrawal agreement. If the withdrawal agreement is not ratified, then the options are indeed, if the UK wants to leave, to have a no deal. This is not what we want. We worked hard to have another option. What will happen next is that we will have a future relationship. We will have a future relationship because the first neighbors of the UK are Ireland and France, geographically. We will not move. The UK, the British Islands will not go further in the west, in the Atlantic Sea. They will stay there. So economically, financially, culturally, in the research area, in many, many domains, security, defense, there will be a future relationship. What I would like to do is that we can manage smoothly, in an ordered manner, this withdrawal period, enter transition time, where we can discuss how we want to have this future relationship ongoing. What is important? What are the priorities? How do we get organized? And this is, for me, urgent, but it depends on the willingness and the capacity of the British policymakers and the British people to take a decision which will be the consequence of the vote which happened more than 2 years ago now. What we want first is a European Commission which is able to decide and make progress so as people in 5 years can vote on results and not just promises, and not just concepts, and not just visions, but actual change in their own life, daily lives, about 4 things which we think most important. One is the climate transition. Second is what we call protection, both defense but also migration. Third is our economic and social model. How do we create jobs and how do we ensure social protection? And fourth is how does Europe count on the international scene having a strong voice? We, France, we try to propose and to unite and to unify and to have more people coming along, not because they like France or not, that's not the question, but because they see a solution to a problem in a concrete proposal. Then second is we think we need to decide with the citizens much more, to be more representative, to be faster, to be more reactive, and to have the citizens' voice more included in our capacity to decide and to have negotiations. If negotiations and if Europe is led to diplomats, even though I pretty much like the ministry I'm in here in Quai d'Orsay, but if Europe is only dealt with from the diplomatic effort, we will not succeed. We need the citizens' voice and we need citizens to understand concretely what we do for them. This is why we propose with the President to have an ongoing process of discussion between the commissioners and the citizens, between the ministers and the citizens. We have had this wave of European citizen consultations, and we think we should keep going because it also obliges us, politicians, policymakers, to speak about what we do, what we aim at in normal, plain English, and not having these very technocratic, very technical debates that are very important, but are not, suited to have a proper dialogue with the citizens that at the end, they trust us to find solutions to the big challenges they see in their daily lives. Migration is not about being hard or being soft. It's about being responsible and show solidarity. Being responsible in having frontiers and borders which are controlled, which are not fences, but which are controlled to organize, to know who is coming to Europe. And then to show solidarity, because the migration flows cannot be only dealt with and managed by the countries of first entry. We cannot let only Spain, Italy, Malta and Cyprus having to deal with the migration, because if we do so, we create what we know at the moment, a populist movement, which, because it's not managed and organized with solidarity and responsibility, have a free way to have very dangerous ideas.